Tarek Cherkaoui is the manager of the TRT World Research Centre, and he joins us now. Tell us, this is such an important day. How do we read the significance of this first flight from Israel to the UAE? 3 hours, but there's a lot behind this, isn't there?
Yes, well, definitely. I think there is a lot of fanfare and a lot of PR behind this move. But to be honest, from a Middle Eastern point of view, it's almost a non-event. The closest it comes to my mind is the allegory of a mirage. And the mirage in the Arabian desert is the optical illusion to find water, but when you go there, there is nothing. So the whole exercise is a PR exercise. It's good for the Trump administration in terms of elections that are going to take place in a couple of months. It's good for the Israeli prime minister because he can claim some successes in the diplomatic front. I'm not so sure about the UAE, what they are gaining from this, but what I can say is there is no love lost in the Arab region for the UAE. The UAE has been behind a lot of maneuvers of diplomatic and intelligence maneuvers, and they have been part of the counter-revolutions against the aspirations of the Arab people. So bottom line, maybe the UAE wants to achieve some breakthrough in terms of military hardware, maybe obtain the F-35,
yeah,
etc.
And on that point, because there were reports, I think last week, 2 weeks ago, about the sale of F-35s to the UAE. Is that one of the reasons, why, for this, what really is behind this flight?
Well, I think, to be honest and completely transparent, this was a secret love affair between the Israelis and the UAE officials for the past 15 years. It was a secret love affair that is now in the open, and there is now an engagement that is taking place. Maybe this flight is the engagement party, but they were cooperating on all levels, from military hardware to intelligence methods to cyber security software. Everything was sourced from the Israelis to Abu Dhabi. This was taking place in the past 20 years. So there is nothing really new. But I think the F-35 is something that is now on the table. I'm not so sure how the use will be for the UAE, which is, of course, intervening in many places like Yemen, like Libya, and other places. But the F-35 is a hardware that is much more sophisticated for this theater of wars. So yeah, I'm not so sure about the benefit, to be honest. But this is something that they are trying to put as a deal sweetener, something to make the Arab masses and the Arab people kind of absorb this poisonous pill that they are trying to achieve by throwing the Palestinians under the bus.
Tarek, strong words to end on. We'll leave it there. Tarek Cherkaoui, manager of TRT World Research Centre. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and your analysis.